It's difficult. A difficult day. In the office. It was embarrassing. I thought we were awful. I think that, what a contrast. Earlier in the season when we went to Stourbridge and we were comfortable. Probably a similar type of game, to be fair. I think that you look at it. They score a first goal. Not really. They were the better team. Look, full credit to Stourbridge. First of all, they were better than us on the day. The goals that we've given away are absolutely criminal. Defensively, the first two goals, especially, we spoke at half time, 1-0 down. We felt that we'd addressed the issue and we didn't. They score similar second goal. Defensive mistake, which is unacceptable. You take Callum Flanagan out of the team, who's been immense for us, and we were just awful defensively, and you can't legislate for that. I think Stourbridge probably came to the game today expecting a real tough game, tough local derby, and we didn't give them that. We had so many players that were off it. Really disappointing. Almost like a deja vu to last season when we went there, and probably the lowest, certainly the lowest game for me as a manager last season there when we got beat 4-1. It's very similar today, and I think, to be honest, that's our worst performance of the season. The players maybe look lethargic. I don't know. We were excellent last week against Alchurch on the Boxing Day game, and we've just not turned up, and we've made a team, without being disrespectful to Stourbridge, they've not really had to do anything spectacular to beat us, and they've done a right number on us, and just scratching my head, to be honest. I just didn't see that coming. I thought that we'd come over a bit of a blip, and it just shows you in football that that when you're having a decent run like we was earlier in the season, that bad runs are only around the corner, and just really disappointed, to be honest. And I think the boys let the staff down, they let themselves down, and let the supporters down today. But look, as a manager, I put the team out. I picked the team. I've probably picked a couple of people, and look, we're on a very thin squad. There was probably a couple of people that have played today that shouldn't be in the team, but that's where we are as a football club, and we don't have the resources that a Stourbridge do or other clubs do, and that's just how it is. But what I will say, and I think it's very important to get this across, in the calendar year from this time last year, then the club have made huge strides on and off the field, and we're in a far better place than we was this time last year. And I think that's credit to the chairman. But when you are in a positions that we've been in this season, and I think we've been in the top four for the vast majority, apart from the last 3 or 4 weeks, that you have to question characters, and unfortunately when you take a couple of characters out of our group, then that'll affect us, and it did today. But I think Stourbridge, to be fair, they won all the battles all over the field. They were I wouldn't say dominant, but they were dominant physically, and we've just made it easy for them, especially with the first 2 goals. Yeah, look, it's tough, Nuneaton. Nuneaton's a big game for us. There's a good rivalry there, and we can't do, if we turn up like we have done today, then we'll be in a lot of trouble. Look, I think it's always difficult after a bad defeat to come in front of the camera, and because emotions run high, especially if you're passionate. It means a lot to you, like it does to me, and I think what we've got to do is we'll come back, we'll have a look Thursday, we'll do our analysis, we'll look at the areas where we've underperformed, and there are a few of those, and we'll work hard, and that's what I've always done, is when on the back of a bad performance you work hard as a group and try and rectify and put right what's gone wrong, and that's what we do. But look, we're under no illusions what a difficult game it is for us, but I would rather that, because that the players are going to go out there and they're going to know that you cannot go out there and there's no half measures. You've got to be at your ultimate, you've got to be at your best to be able to go to and get a result. And I think in this league you see results all the time where you look at that and think, oh, I didn't see that coming, and that's what it's got to be Saturday. 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, we'd have been going to Nuneaton probably fourth in the table, and Nuneaton would have been third or second, and it would have been a big game in terms of second versus fourth or third versus fourth, and now it's not. And but we've got the same players. We've obviously got a couple out, but we're still the same group. So we can go there. With our away form earlier on the season was fantastic. We've won at some really big clubs, and we've got to go there with the belief that we can go to and get a result, and I'm certain that we can. But the boys and the staff and the supporters will be hurting today, and so they should. So all I can do is apologise to the supporters who pay their hard-earned money, because that performance today is not that's not a Matthew Clarke team. That was unacceptable, and and they know that in there. And but at the same time, we've got to stick together. We've come a long way as a group in the last 12 months, on and off the field, and the club are moving in the right direction. But when you set decent standards like we have earlier in the season, and you fall short like we have today, then ultimately you'll be disappointed, and but we have to bounce back quick.